Hello and welcome to this tutorial for the VO extension, a new feature of Articy Draft X 4.2. The new VO extension plugin makes it easy to work with voice synthesis from ElevenLabs. It allows you to integrate synthesized voiceover lines into your Articy Draft project. The VO extension plugin is automatically installed with Articy Draft X. You can find it in the Plugin Manager, where you can activate or deactivate it. If you are working on a multi-user project and the plugin is not shown, or you cannot activate it, please talk to your server administrator. They might have disabled it for all users. Having the VO extension plugin active is the first step. Now we need to provide Articy Draft X with the ElevenLabs API authentication key to make the connection. Open the Articy configuration file with any text editor. On Windows, you can find it by entering %appdata% in your Explorer and then navigate to Articy Software, Articy, and 4.x. You can also find the complete path in the video description and paste it into the Explorer from there. On Mac, the profile is located under Library, Application Support, Articy Draft X, Profile 4.x. But you can also use the File menu within Articy and select Open Profile Folder in Finder to jump to the profile location immediately. If 4.2 or newer at some point is your first installation of Articy Draft X, look for the entry !ai.elevenlabs.apikey, your API key. Replace the Your API key part with your ElevenLabs API key and remove the leading semicolon to uncomment the entry. If you had Articy Draft already installed, the configuration file will not be overwritten when updating the application. In that case, just add the line -ai.elevenlabs.apikey with your API key to the file. You can copy the command from the video description, save the file, and restart Articy Draft. The VO extension is now ready for use. If you do not know how to create or where to find API keys in your account, please check out the ElevenLabs help article. Link can also be found in the video description. Please note that besides the access to text-to-speech, you need to grant at least read access to voices in the API key options for the VO extension to work. In case you worry about entering your key into the configuration file, the content of the articy.cfg will not be part of log files that you might send to our customer support in case of any issues. We do not use your key in any other way than to make a connection to the ElevenLabs services. As the Articy configuration file is located in your personal user profile, other users on a shared machine do not have access to it. Last but not least, a disclaimer. Articy does not collect, analyze, or use any data that you send to a third-party service. The third-party service providers may require a paid API account and charge fees for the use of their services. Please check their terms of service. For more information about third-party AI providers, please check out our FAQ. Link is in the video description. To start using the VO extension, there are only a few prerequisites necessary. The plugin needs to be active, and you need to have added your API key to the articy.cfg, which we already did in the setup steps. In addition, we need to take a quick look at our localization settings. Click Settings in the navigator and select the Localization tab. Here, we need to make sure that languages supposed to be used are toggled for VoiceOver, as well as the respective object properties we want VoiceOver for, like text or menu text for dialogue fragments. If the VO extension is not further configured, we will learn how to do that a bit later. It will use the first voice from your ElevenLabs library as default. There are two ways to access AI-assisted voiceover with the VO extension. Option 1 is using the toolbar button. You can find the button for AI-assisted VO in the toolbar of the Flow view. Depending on resolution and window size, it might be visible or collapsed. When clicking the button, You have the option to select one or more languages. Then click the property you want AI-assisted VO for. The number of available properties here depends on the selection in the localization settings we previously did. If the toolbar button is used, all elements on this flow layer that have the selected property active for VoiceOver will receive AI-assisted VO files. Option 2 is using the right-click context menu. Right-click a selected object and select AI-assisted VO, then choose a language. The number of available properties listed in the menu again depends on your selection in the localization settings. You can use the right-click menu option for one or more selected objects. Now that we have some VO, where are the files, and how can we check them? All VoiceOver files are stored in our Audio Assets folder, sorted by languages. If you need to get to the physical file on your hard drive, right-click on a file and select Open Containing Folder to jump to the file location in either the Windows Explorer or Mac Finder. You can listen to an audio file right here in the Assets folder.
Wisdom of the day. Don't regret your actions, accept the consequences.
But that is not super convenient, as we have only the name of the file, which is derived from the technical name of the source object and therefore makes it hard to see any context or connection. However, there are two convenient ways to check your VoiceOver files: the presentation view and the localization view. The presentation view is ideal to check an entire scene for pacing or tone. Start a presentation from anywhere you like, with the toolbar button or the right-click context menu. If VoiceOver files exist, they will be played during the presentation.
Wisdom of the day. Don't regret your actions, accept the consequences. There are many seashells, but only a few have pearls.
You can change between languages freely while in a presentation. The localization view is ideal for spot checks. Switch from Flow View to Localization View with the View button at the top right of the canvas. Here you can listen to VoiceOver files and have additional information like text and status of the current line. With a change of the current language, you can easily check a specific line in all localized languages.
There are many seashells, but only a few have pearls.
Of course, the VO extension can do much more than just putting a default voice on all objects, regardless of speaker. This is more of a quick start option to get some quick results. For example, to roughly estimate the pacing of a scene. To prepare each speaker for a separate voice from your ElevenLabs library, go to the plugin icon in the master toolbar, then VO extension, and assign voice library feature to all speakers. All entities, which are used as speakers somewhere in the flow, will now get the voice library feature assigned to the template or templates used by these speakers. Please note that there needs to be a template on a speaker entity to assign the voice library feature. It is possible to assign an empty template if all you want is the voice library feature and don't need any other properties on your entities. In case a speaker is without a template, you will receive a notification when running the assign command. With the feature assigned to the speakers, you can select an entity from the navigator. Go to the Template tab and choose a voice from the drop-down. The drop-down lists all voices you have in your ElevenLabs voice library, both default voices plus My Voices. The list is searchable in case you have a lot of entries and you are looking for a specific voice. If you have no voice selected for a speaker and use AI-assisted VO, these elements will be skipped, and you will get a notification that there are speakers without a voice. Let's check how our dialogue sounds now.
Wisdom of the day. Don't regret your actions. Accept the consequences.
There are many seashells, but only a few have pearls.
If this was a proper project, it would already give a nice impression of how the scene feels and plays out, don't you think? If I am happy with that, I can already make some notes for the selection of voice actors later. More configuration options for the VO extension can be found in the plugin settings. Select Settings in the navigator, then choose the Plugins tab. Let's go over these options. Mark VoiceOver as final sets the status of all processed AI-assisted VO files to final. This status can be monitored in the localization view. This option is checked by default. Ignore text status outdated. Under normal circumstances, lines with the outdated text status would be skipped. Check this option to ignore the outdated text status and process these lines in a new AI-assisted VO run. Ignore VoiceOver status final. If the status is final, these lines will be skipped. Check this option to ignore the final VoiceOver status and process these lines as well in a new run. Skip speakers without voice library feature. This option leads to AI-assisted VO being processed even if the element in question does not have the voice library feature assigned. In this case, the first voice in your ElevenLabs library will be used as a default voice. If you want controlled voiceover, with only voices you set in the voice library feature, check this option to skip elements without the feature. If you make changes to your ElevenLabs voice library, like adding or removing voices, you need to update the voice library within Articy DraftX to provide the VO extension with the current data. To do that, select Plugins from the Master toolbar, then VO extension, then choose Update Voice Library. From this menu, you can also quickly jump to your ElevenLabs Voice Library webpage. This is the first iteration of our VO extension for Articy DraftX. If you have questions or feedback, please join our community Discord or drop us a line at info@articy.com.